Never been a perfect person. I put the cart before the horse. A list of reasons, long as sermons, why I never needed a God. Then I heard His voice, so sweet, it put me on my knees. I'm holding on to hope for dear life, with God driving, and I'm finally free at last. God driving, God driving.
Well, the children are all so far away. Hey, P.S. Swoop T, I rough and took them today, with tears welled up in their eyes. No parents by their side. Hey, P.S. wins again today. Don't think it's the truth. Gone away is their youth, and the empty eyes of the parents prove it. Don't you think for a minute you are weak because they're gone. There wasn't any warning for you to follow along. A caseworker has no soul to hold in check. It's why they leave us parents such a wreck. Don't stand for the hell they created. All of our children they stole, our worst saving. They are waiting at the door for us to save them. We need to stand up for our God and obey Him. He leads us to the battle with a beating drum. He knows the feeling they took His only Son. He may be the powerful, our Creator. The Son He gave to us is our Savior. He won't be ignored if a praise is held up high. Those kids were made by us for His endless supply. We are to protect the children at all costs. This game is not over. We have not lost. We have the power He gives us inside. We rise to the faith when it's time. You never stand by yourself. Take God off the shelf, and then draw the power give you strength. We want you to get in the fight. Your kids will never say goodnight without you in their side. As long as Tiff and the Punisher have something to say, don't give up. We are all here for your strength. Your Lord high in the sky. Tiff and the Punisher by your side. And your kids wait patiently for you to arrive. Don't give up. You're fine. What APS is doing isn't right. So don't waste another day. Put your broken feelings away. Stand with Tiff and the Punisher. Give up and fight.
Tiff and the Punisher, they won't back down. Fight for the children in every town. They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeve. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows, and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher Warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stop it.
All right, there we are. I made it. Well, I don't like this no mouse thing. I don't like it at all. I don't like it one bit. I don't know where it is, but it's around here somewhere. So what's up, Tiff? I heard that some good things happened today at the TPR event.
Yeah, they clearly said these were lawyers that work with the appellate courts in DC. They clearly said that these courts, dependency and family courts, are constitutional courts. So I'm like, God, they're talking about the Constitution a lot. Today's Constitutional Day.
Oh wow, so perfect. We the people. We the people day. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So what did they say? Well, how are they going to implement the Constitution with this stuff and make it so that it's better for us parents?
Well, here's what they were saying, right? Like they know that due process is a big problem, right? They know that attorneys can't, or parents can't get their people on the stand. So they did say that the judges don't like the pushback, but it's the truth. Um, you have to say things like, I do believe this is a constitutional violation of due process. Or if their attorney says it's not a due, or reads something that says that it's not a due process, then once you counter with if I'm reading this correctly, the Constitution says that the 14th Amendment has due process in it, then it's a constitutional thing, and it has to leave that court, because those judges cannot rule on constitutional issues. It was really interesting. And I suggest
Wait,
everybody go watch it.
they're putting us into courts where the judges can't use the Constitution, is what you're saying.
No, we're in courts where the Constitution does apply, but the judges are not Article 3 judges, which means they are not constitutional judges, which means if you raise a constitutional issue, Gunner's been saying this, everybody's been saying this, they must stop.
Right, until they get a ruling on that, correct?
Yes.
So if you're challenging the constitutional issues in your court, they have to stop everything at that moment and hold everything accountable till you get a ruling on that question. Like
Yeah.
for
Oh,
instance,
God.
they
They were talking
illegally
about everything.
came into your house without a warrant. That means that they have to put it on hold and then go in front of a constitutional judge, an Article 3 judge.
They are even talking about the best interest of the child, right? And we all know they use that, right? But they say we need to start getting away from that, because sometimes the best interest of the child is not to sever the ties with the parents or the
Right.
family, right?
And the best interest standards, it's pretty much just gives the judge the okay to say whatever their standard of being a parent is what the standard of the day is, and that's ridiculous. Like they're pretty much just giving the judge a carte blanche to figure out how they want you to raise your child.
So they said, bring it back to, this is a fundamental parental right. It's been here forever. And you need to use the strict scrutiny rule versus the best interest of the child. Because even though they claim it's the best interest of the child, right? Like they said, how is severing the ties. That's how she said it. How is severing ties with the biological parents and the biological relatives the best interest of a child?
Right.
It's not.
Right. Well, because what are you creating for their future besides nothing?
Exactly. They even talked about um, the harm, right? The harm that it does when a child is removed.
Yep.
Um, and they said they're having some luck with that, right? Some judges are realizing that these people really are harming these children by removing them because they traumatize them. Um, they also said use your state appellate courts.
Yep.
Same thing. This is something else I've been saying forever. Even if there's another case similar to yours and it's not in your district, judges are open to looking at other states and what they did. I said, "Oh my God, I've been preaching that for years."
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's just, then you have to say, this is just a consideration, but this is what worked over here. And then you state the case law or whatever.
Right.
Um, and then they were saying that when CPS gets on the stand and says, "Well, I believe that there's mental illness." So the attorney was saying to all the other people, "Well, if there's mental illness, why are you testifying? Why isn't the psychiatrist
Right.
here?"
Why do you not have a specialist?
Right.
They shouldn't be able to testify to anything because they're not specialists. Drugs, they shouldn't be testifying about substance use. They shouldn't be testifying about any of that stuff because they're not specialists, period.
No. And that's what she said. You home in on the facts, right? Because most of the quote unquote facts come from CPS workers who are not qualified, go by hearsay, use, well, I have concerns. Okay. So the lawyers were like, "Okay, so what are your concerns? How can we address your concerns?" And she said, people are literally, and I knew this, are being terminated because CPS workers will get on the stand and say they didn't finish their case plan.
Right.
And next thing you know, she said, "We're in TPR court and here we are." And then
Right.
now we have to appeal everything because 9 times out of 10, you're going to be TPR'd because
Right.
social services wants it.
And they want it because why? Because they get the money. They get the bonuses. They get the money. They get all of that stuff. And that's just a damning reason. So they're ruining children's lives, families, futures, and all this shit over $1 or millions
Yeah.
of dollars. But for say, and now it's see. Here's the thing: it's just coming out, and they still don't care. They still do
Mm-mm.
not care that they're doing this to these kids. They don't care.
Well, here's the thing. They're a couple years ago, they tried to pass a law here in Virginia because there is no law in Virginia that says you cannot sell your child, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they found this out because this woman sold her child to somebody, I don't know who. They went to arrest
Literally
her.
sold it. They sold it.
Literally sold her child. They went to arrest her and they couldn't find anything to arrest her for. So they tried to pass a law, I'm going to say 4 years ago. 4 years ago that said you cannot sell your children. Do you know it did not pass? So in Virginia, you can sell your children legally, and there is not a goddamn thing anybody can do.
Oh wow, that's crazy. And you know why they didn't mess with that law? Probably because CPS. Probably because of the CPS rules. Because they know that that would come down the pike, right? That they're buying kids for money. I mean, because how do you even see it any differently than that? They take your kids, they get money. Foster parents take your kids, they get money. You're as a parent get in trouble, you get no money. You get nothing. They take your kid, you lose your life, you lose everything, and you are out on the street, probably living in a tent city now. Chances are good. 75% of the people that are living in these tent cities have had some sort of interaction with CPS, if not a full on blown interaction that they've lost their kids because it messes with their mental state so bad.
And not only that, a lot of kinship will not step up because they don't want to pay you. They don't want to pay you the same amount that they're going to pay strangers. And I don't understand that. if you're not going to pay the family members to step up and take these kids, then you need to pay for the family to get the help that they need. It's so clear cut. It's so you should have had a fucking VA.
Yeah, I mean, it's only in all the funding paperwork saying that reunification is the only way that you're supposed to draw this money. It says it all in all of it. Only if reunification is so everybody needs to find out if you are been TPR'd or you TPRs on the books for you. Find out if they're still drawing Title IV money from your kid. Guarantee you that they are. I guarantee you that they take that Title IV money right to the bank, right to the end, and then some. That's why they're making people become, even when they're in their kinship programs, they're forcing these people to get foster home licenses and so on like that, because then they can still draw funding from Title IV funding no matter what.
And that's why I'm not going to become a kinship placement, because you, one, are not walking in my house any fucking time you feel like it. Bitch, you better have a warrant. And I'm not signing no contract. The money is not that important to me. I don't care how broke I am. My grandsons mean more to me than any amount of money in the world.
Right? Yeah, you can't replace that. And even though they think that you can, they think that you can, or they tried you, or they do it for you. You know, this is my favorite. You know what? When people are like, just, you know what? You need to move on. You need to move on. Hey, you know what? If your son or daughter was brutally murdered, would someone come up to you on the street and say, "Hey, you need to move on"?
No.
This is the same damn thing. It's the same damn thing, except for it's worse because you don't even get to grieve your child because your child is still out there.
Well,
so you don't even get
my
to do
favorite
that.
one. My favorite one is, now a lot of my clients that were young were told this: you're still young, you can have more kids, just don't have them within the next 3 years.
Right. Or here's a better one. You know what? When they're 18, they'll come back.
That's not always true.
Right. That's not always true. And who the fuck wants to wait till they're 18? That's a whole other person. That's not even your kid anymore if they come back when they come back 18 years later. I mean, biologically, sure, that's your kid, but you had no play in that. You had no role in it. I mean, that's just like throwing a fucking stranger right into your life. Like, here you go. Here's a 18-year-old person that, you know, like, that's not, I mean, I know that you still have love for your kid and everything, but it's not the same. It's not the same at all. If God intended for us to have adults for children, he would have made bigger women. You know, like, that's you know, like, this is truth, you know? So, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Pushing out a little 8-pound thing is bad enough. Can you imagine putting out 200 and some odd pound person?
Right.
No.
Yeah, throwing out a 5-footer. Yep, there you go.
No.
Yeah, Danielle, I know exactly what she's talking about. She's saying she hasn't even grieved her mom. And Mary and I, the same thing. Our fathers both died when this happened with our kids. You know, within 5 days of each other, both of our dads died unexpectedly. And you know what? Because this shit was going on, we just packed that away. And there's been all kinds of other trauma that we've never dealt with because you deal with this. You know, this is what's in the forefront of your mind. You know, you don't have time for any of that other stuff because this is what you're dealing with, or these are the emotions you deal with. So, you know, it's crazy. The damage that's done by CPS removing a child is just, it's through the roof. And how this can go on in a country of the United States. This is third world country shit that third world countries don't even do. You don't find in any other country in this world people taking their kids. I mean, of course, there is CPS in England. I mean, they're doing it to a smaller degree, but not like here. I mean, you're taking a portion of the fucking population every year, for God's sakes.
And the worst part for me is they all know about it. Toll and Roill said they know down in DC. They know here in Virginia. They know in every state what the hell's going on. My question is, why are you so afraid of CPS? Oh, you don't want them showing up at your door, but it's okay for the people that put your asses in those seats to represent us, and you don't do a fucking thing. That's what burns my ass up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they just turn their heads. And why would they turn their heads? One, because they either have a play in the game, right? They either have play in the game. That could be the only reason. Because you know what? You could have a group of people at the mall and a little kid fall down and scrape his knee, and you will see a flock of people go to that little kid. You know? And the same thing with an elderly person. Now, if you or I fall down at the mall, people laugh and point. But the point is that when it's a kid involved or an elder person involved, the masses, the people, that's just genuine feeling. That's how people are. Like, oh man, we got to go help these people. You know, so these people that aren't doing that, there's a reason. And that reason is they got to have skin in the game. That's the only thing that can. That's the only thing that makes sense, right? Is that they're
Well, they're
feeding.
stockholders.
Yeah,
They got to be
exactly.
stockholders.
Yeah, yeah,
I saw a post before I came on here. The person is actually out in New York, and it was anonymous. But anyway, she said that she was on her phone at the school bus stop, and she yelled at her child for whatever reason. And somebody called CPS on her. She said now they're calling her phone talking about we need to come do a home inspection. I told that bitch to kick rocks. You got a
yeah.
problem? You meet me outside on the middle of the road because I you better not step on my property. We're gonna have a problem.
Right. Well, you want them to come on your property that way you can claim self-defense, Tiff. Make sure you
No,
turn
no,
them
no,
around.
no,
Don't
no,
let
no,
them
no,
run away. Don't let them run away from you. You keep them straight forward at your
no, no,
face.
no, no. See the little worm? That's what they are,
Yeah.
and I'm the hook.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just saying, don't hit them from behind.
I'm not gonna hit them at all. The only thing they're gonna be hit with is a lawsuit.
Yeah. Even then, there's still, there's still that bullshit that you got to deal with too. Their immunity, they're immune to
They
all of
don't
that.
have immunity.
I know, but the courts treat them like they do, and if you go ahead and run them like that because they are considered a state or a government employee, they somehow get that outreach of government immunity. Somehow, some way, they get it. They get it. They do, and you know that, and I know that, but they shouldn't.
Right. But don't we have the federal code that takes their quote unquote immunity?
It's funny because in Gunner's case, we were just talking about this the other day. Because it was worked into something that I got to find it where they do consider these caseworkers government employees, which are given that arm of the immunity because they are
Listen,
considered
they
government.
listen. Judges do not have immunity. There's only one entity that has immunity, and that is the state. Okay. This other immunity is man made immunity because that is not in the Constitution. It says the states are sovereign, not the judges, not the prosecutors, not the lawyers, not the CPS worker. No, no, no. They gave themselves that bullshit.
Right. So how do we get rid of that? What do you have to go to? We have to petition to Congress to get rid of and disable, because I know that's in the bill that I wrote, was disable all of their immunities, because you know what, they'll think twice about making a decision, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Everything in this world has consequences. Every decision you make has consequences, and that should be the same for them.
I think
They
there's
should have to
already,
deal with it.
I think there, I'm going to look up my case laws real quick because I think that there's already something that says that they do not have immunity, but it's going to take me a minute because there's a lot of them. So, but anyway, I'll look it up after the show. But I'm pretty sure in that 154 cases that it clearly states that social workers do not have immunity. They may have qualified immunity like police officers, but they do not have absolute immunity. Period.
Oh yeah, sure, Alicia. Alicia said she sent me an email with what she has posted on her front door. Yeah, let me pull that up. I'll show it up for sure.
Yeah, let's see.
um Absolutely. And in Florida, mom, hey, if that judge ran off his bench, that's a win for you, because that's called abandoning ship. And if you were in court against the senior judge that ran away from his post, then I don't know how your outcome came, but that's supposed to be a win for you if they abandon ship. So let me pull that up. Let me pull up what Alicia had sent. I got to go over here because I can't find my mouse.
He's only got 1,000 cats in the house.
Yeah, I know. God damn them.
It's like having 1,000 Kairos around here.
Yes, it is. It's worse because they jump up high. And at least, well, it's still can eat. I guess it is.
Well,
You're right. It is.
he
I
jumps
love
up
when I
on the
call
top
you.
bunk and thinks I can't get to him.
Yeah, when he gets on top of his bed.
Yeah.
He's no dummy.
No, he's not. He's very smart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Alicia. I swear to God, those trains are getting closer and closer every day. Door notice. Here it is. Look at that. Right in front. Like, see, Alicia does this great. She sends it to me. It's right here. Boom. All right. Here it is. Couldn't be preview file. Download it. I will download it. And Alicia, I trust. Okay. Google Drive. Tiff and Punisher.
So this one says, to act under color of state law means the social worker acted beyond their bounds, their lawful authority, but in such manner that the unlawful acts were done while the official was I just had a blonde moment. That the official was doing it or pretending to act in the performance of their official duties. In other words, the unlawful acts must consist of an abuse or misuse of power, which is possessed by the official only because they are an officer. The social worker committed a misuse of power possessed by virtue of a state law and made possible only because the wrongdoer is clothed with the authority of the state. This action taken under color of state law. So when they're taking your children without a warrant, that's an abuse of power. They have to have a warrant. It says the forced separation of a parent from a child, even for a short time, and in this case it was 18 hours, presents a serious infringement upon both the rights of the parent and the child.
It's stealing. You know, that's it's just stealing. They're stealing children. Of course, it's wrong.
Yep.
I'm trying. Oh, well, just let me open it. Brings me to Canva. Okay. It's uploading an item. All right, cool.
All right, so
oh yeah, right here.
So here's
I got it.
This is the qualified immunity analysis. One, whether the official violated the plaintiff's constitutional rights, which they all do. And two, whether the right violated was clearly established at the time of the official's conduct. That is why it is so important, and I mean so important, that you insert your rights the moment you have contact with these people. Because right there, that will establish your 1983 lawsuit right there. That's how they lose their immunity.
New. Here we go.
Did you find it yet?
I sure did. Share. All right, let's see what Alicia has up here. All right, do you see it?
It's blurry.
That's your eyes, Tiff.
Okay, no, I can't see it. Read it.
Clean your glasses off. Let's see here. All right, well, let me see if I can maximize it for us. There we go. Is that better, Tiff?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I need a copy of that. I'm going to put that in my folders.
Yep. So it says, notice, no warrant, no entry. I do not consent to any entry into my house without a valid court order or warrant. This is no consent to questioning. I do not consent to any questioning of myself or my family without legal representation present. And then written communication only. Good girl. All communication must be in writing and sent by mail. I will not discuss any matters at my door. Legal rights reserved. I have reserved all rights under a U.S. Constitution and applicable state and federal law. Signed them. That's freaking awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. See, guys, you guys all need to do stuff like this. Follow Alicia's suit. I'll put that up on the website for everybody to grab as long as Alicia's cool with that.
Yeah, and don't forget, beside that, Alicia, I would download the little kitty version of the Bill of Rights and the kitty version of the Constitution and plaster it one on each side of that.
Yep.
And I say the kitty version because they act like they don't understand adult language.
Right. So give them a 3-year-old version. That way they get it. They figure it out.
Exactly.
Yep. I agree with that. 1,000%. Damn near 1,200,000%. Wow, that's really cool. So everybody take heed to that. Do some of that. Yes, I'll put it on the cpsbreakingnews.com, guys. Make sure you guys check it out. We have the forum there and all kinds of good stuff, and it's getting more and more information on it. So make sure you guys check that out. We got a house full here tonight. This is great. Cool. And Alicia says we can share it. That's right, D. Street Justice. Danielle, I thought you were going to come on and do an update with us.
Yeah, I've
Where
been
are
waiting.
you? Yeah, she's supposed to be. She's supposed to be coming in. But yeah, this is good. This is real good that they're starting to take. But is it too little, too late? Because here's the thing too: is what are they going to do for us parents that have already, we got an L in our column. What are we gonna do about the retroactive pain and suffering of these families that have lost their parental rights or whatever? We don't ever talk about that because it's supposed to be such a difficult thing. We know it's not difficult because in law everything is returnable. But what is going to be the route for that for people that already have TPRs? Like, where's that fight go to now? Where they didn't have hope before? They should always have hope. But where does that hope lie now? Especially with these people putting these bills out and all of that, like there's things coming down the road. But I mean, do you know anything legally or lawfully? I know that Jess on here has gotten people their kids back after in TPR and in adoption. So I know she's gotten that. She's had that done. So
well, maybe we need to ask Jess because I have no clue other than your void ab initio.
Right. So there's got to be other avenues. There's got to be people out there. So make sure when you guys are talking to people about their bills and stuff, ask them what they plan on doing for parents that are already TPR, because that's a piece that you can't leave out. If they're going to pass a monumental piece of legislation that is going to reconstruct or abolish CPS or whatever, you need to make sure that all players are involved in this.
We're trying to get all the cases open that meth head, mastermind, kingpin, social worker around this area. We're trying to get all his cases reopened and children returned home, just on those grounds.
Right, and they should be. I mean, I don't know how every other branch of the government, they do drug tests, they do all this stuff, but yet for the number one job that destroys your country, for real, the number one job that destroys your country is these people that destroy families, and they're not going to drug test these people? Are you kidding me? If they're gonna, you don't do to others that you don't want done to yourself, right? Isn't that what the rules are?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, this is just my opinion. I think he was going to these fucking labs and pissing, and these people were using his urine to make these parents dirty.
Yeah,
they're not going to be able to convince me.
Well, and that should be the argument for every parent that was terminated based on that guy's his reports. You want to smoke meth, and you want to do all that shit, you want to sell it and do it, go for it. But don't hold a fucking position of power where you're taking other people's kids away for the same thing.
If a prosecutor or a lawyer gets in trouble, right, and goes to prison, do you know they reopen all their cases and look at their cases? The same thing needs to be done with social workers. In fact, somebody put out there that Jada Carr was fired from West Virginia CPS because she had a known felon and fugitive living in her house. But you want to take people's kids? And my son looked her in her face and she said, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. And my son looked right down at her and said, well, bitch, I guess we're doing it the hard way.
Right. Yeah, there ain't going to be nothing easy about taking my kids. Right.
Absolutely not. And case closed, because
Yeah.
in Virginia, we're a corporal punishment state, right? So my son, literally, with the police sitting right there, agreeing with my son, said, "Yeah, we are a corporal punishment state." I mean, it doesn't matter. He slapped him upside his head, and my son told her straight up, "I'd rather slap my kid upside the head than somebody shoot him in the face."
Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's the reality.
Yeah. I
2
say
days
that
later,
I
the
always
case
use
was
this.
closed.
Yeah, I use this example all the time. Like just because you think what you see is what you see, but that doesn't make it. It's these people that call CPS. They see a kid on the side of the road and his mom's sitting there spanking his ass. Well, they see that, they call up CPS. See, there's a mom on the side of the road. But what they didn't see was the tractor trailer truck come barreling ass down that road, and the kid running towards the road away from the mom the whole time, trying to grab it and hitting that kid in the ass. Not because she's mad at him, but don't you ever do that shit again, because how else are you going to do it? You're scared the shit out of them. Make sure that they don't ever do that again, because they don't want to see him get hit by a tractor trailer truck. But they don't, people don't see that part, and they just automatically assume that this is it. This is what they're doing. They're just beating the kid. And that's
Well,
not the case.
let me tell you, Sade did that. She was one, because I was pregnant with Latoya. 8 months pregnant. Somebody left the back door open. She ran right out into a parking lot. I fired her little ass up. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 8 months pregnant. I'm running behind you. No, I was 7 months pregnant.
Someone's at the door.
And it scared me so bad that I was having contractions, but I had to whip her butt, and she
Hey,
never
wow.
did it again.
Right. That's some scary stuff.
Yeah.
Scary, scary stuff. And you just, but no one, well, there's plenty of handbooks out there that tell you how to parent, but you know what? Your kid is its own special entity. It's its own thing. You know what? The parenting book doesn't work. Some kids you can just tell no and they just get it. There's some kids you have to beat no into them. And I'm not saying beat them to a pulp and into that, but you know what I'm saying? Like there's a degree of force that you need to use to manage them and to discipline them, period.
Did
And
you
it's
see
acceptable. So it's nobody's fucking business that they see a kid get spanked and to call goddamn CPS.
Did you see the news clip that I sent you that said the new parenting is fuck around and find out? It's all over the news.
Wow.
Yeah, it's no more gentle parenting. It's called FAFO, fuck around and find out. And they said that people are taking it to extreme, right? Like not parents. I mean, they're not like letting their kids smoke weed and all that. But just what you said, some kids need to learn for themselves. After you've told them 2 or 3 times and they continue to do it, then they just have, that's the rule in my house. If I tell you 3 times to stop climbing and you fall, I don't want to see you cry. That's what you get. I told you.
Man, yeah, that's it. You can't. You have to let them live and learn, and you have to let them experience some things for themselves. As hard as it is, you can't just freaking. You can't. You just can't. I know what you see is what you see sometimes, but what you see is what you don't always see. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And
don't
so
believe the perception all the time.
right. So people that see shit going on doesn't mean automatically call CPS on these people. Make sure you know what you're doing. If you're going to call CPS on somebody, you better damn well sure know that you're right about what you're doing. Like you don't just pick up that phone and call because somebody is an abuser. That's absolutely.
I was waiting one time because Kingston, he used to get car sick, and we were at a light and he started throwing up and he was choking. I jumped out. No, I kid you not. There was a line of cars behind me. I just knew somebody was going to call CPS with my tag number. I unbuckled his seat and I literally grabbed him like this, threw him up and pushed him so that he could throw up and get it out.
Yeah.
I just knew I was going to get a CPS case because they didn't know what I was doing, but he was choking.
Right. Right. But if someone saw that on the side of the road, they would be, oh, it's this woman's beating her kid and this, that, and this. But meanwhile, you're just trying to get the vomit out of him so that he doesn't die.
Right.
It's crazy.
But I waited because I said, oh, somebody's going to probably, and I did in front of all these white people.
Oh, Jesus God Almighty.
in a rich neighborhood, so I'm like, oh God,
Yeah.
they probably got our
Here
tag
they come.
number.
Yeah, they're coming. Yep. Oh my. Yeah. So we need to. Oh yeah. We need to. What? I'm gonna try to do this, even though it's on there. The new fostering reality video is pretty damn awesome. Which Derek, if you're watching, you're supposed to be coming on the show, buddy. We're
Oh
still
yeah, let's
waiting.
see his new one.
Yeah, it's
He
pretty
needs
awesome.
to come on He needs to come on Saturday as a guest speaker.
Oh yeah, special show.
Yeah. So see if you can arrange that at like 2:00 our time.
I will try to.
I think which would be 11 his time.
Did Steve Harvey really die, or is that one of the clickbait things?
Oh my God, I don't know. You find his video and I'll find out about Steve Harvey.
All right, I'm finding his video right now. Fostering. I hate that stuff. They put that online, and you think that it's somewhat real. All right. So here's the second time. Let's do a CPS case. CPS. This one's new. All right. Cool. We'll do the first tell first because I don't think we've played that one yet. 9 days ago. Yep. Definitely haven't played that one yet.
He's not dead.
Okay, good.
I don't know you and I don't know your situation. This plan, these video, I'm going to be breaking down the tactical ways to move through the first 30 days of a freshly opened or founded CPS case. Disclaimer, my theory can't work if you're not fighting your own ass off and taking advantage of everything you can to help your own situation. Remember, I don't know you and I don't know your situation. This plan, these steps, they're based on my experiences in the system and my own research in the middleware, which is the software interface that actually controls your outcome. I broke into the mind of the beast to see how we look through its eyes. I copied its methodology and logic, and this is what I found. So in the first 30 days of the beast, it's already decided that you're its prey. It's predicted your whole path, and not because anyone knows your family, but because the beast has data gates, always feeding on your information through public services and gateways. Public schools, assisted housing, state medical insurance, any assistant form that you've ever filled out, and possibly your parents as well. So logged records, human eyes, plus software, always logging patterns to build a narrative. If you move sloppy, you feed it. But if you move deliberate, you can starve it. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a lawyer. I'm an overfostered, unadopted, aged out foster care survivor translating the back end, the psychology, and the playbook into moves that can actually help. If you're struggling with addiction or untreated mental health, hear me. It's my opinion that you can't trick this machine. You can't stay unsafe. It will destroy you. So get help that heals you. You can use these services, but if your situation is unknown to CPS at this time, only you can begin to retrain your mind and habits. I can listen and I can point to a few resources, but I can't give medical advice. And I most certainly do not condone risky lifestyles where a child is unnecessarily in the line of fire, harm, danger, neglect. So what are they actually watching? It's not love, it's variables. It's responsiveness, consistency, stability, alignment with the plan. Think of it like signal detection. They don't want to miss true danger, so they'll crank up the sensitivity to high, which means false alarms on normal life. And once the first referral lands, the file forms a prior. That's called anchoring. And confirmation bias starts pulling every new note towards the original story. That's why your first month has to flood the record with clean, boring facts. Psych reality check. Authority distorts behavior. Look up Milgram if you want the lab version. Groups push conformity. Look up ASH if you want the line test. In case staffing or court, you're walking into both at once. And here's how you counter without turning it into a fight. You set your own anchor first. Short opener in writing before any meeting. So write one paragraph. And then write down your housing is verified, your work schedule attached, support network name, transportation plan, child routines. No excuses, just facts. When people read a confident first frame, their brains lean there. This is anchoring working for you, not against you. And expect that they'll also be warm, not just tough. Friendly voice, helper energy, inside language. This is rapport mining. In therapy, they call it unconditional positive regard. In influence science, it's the reciprocity and commitment. And interrogation tactics, it's the soft approach that gets you talking. Don't bite. Use the white glove script. Thank you for explaining. Please put the request and success criteria in writing. Which policy or court order requires this? I will follow the plan as written. You stay respectful, unexcited, and always route back to writing. Get it in the file. Do not allow hallway talk. You want deeper psych? Here. Othello error. Innocent, anxious people look guilty while calm, practiced liars look honest. If your nervous system runs hot, label it up front. I speak fast when I'm anxious. It does not mean that I'm hiding anything. That single sentence prevents an anxiety spike from being reinterpreted as deceit. Horn effect is next. One messy first impression poisons everything that follows. So fix it with the stability snapshot that I just told you to send. Halo your strengths on page 1, so small glitches are read as noise, not character. Also, expect the old divide and conquer. They will try to split most parents. This is triangulation. The Cartman drama triangle. They cast one of you as the victim, one as a problem, and themselves as the rescuer. You beat it with unity protocol, not romance structure. Never speak about the other partner's personality. Only child needs, schedules, safety steps. Use stock lines. I'll not speculate about the other parent. Here's the child's routine and my part of it. And on the software side, expect the Pygmalion effect. That's low expectations create low readings. Flip it with measurable micro wins. In week 1, all events attended on time. Week 2, written reflection after each service. 2 sentences max, what you learned and what you'll practice. Week 3, third-party verification from a neutral, employer, landlord, counselor, not a cousin. And on week 4, a weekly summary email, bullets only, attendance, next week's schedule, and any barriers named with the solution. This is how a growth trajectory becomes undeniable in the log. Now, mind control theory without the tinfoil. Undue influence uses 4 levels. Isolate, control information, control behavior, and control emotions. You'll see versions of all 4. Counter isolation by widening documented support. 2 safe adults who can transport, observe visits, or co-sign routine. Counter information control by requesting every expectation in writing and asking what success looks like in measurable terms. Counter behavior control with calendar discipline. Let the calendar, not your mood, decide your movement. And counter emotional control with meta communication. I'm frustrated, I'll respond in writing tomorrow. But then do it. You do not hand them a hot clip. Other parent specific, the caseworker says, "We're worried the other parent is derailing you." That's a classic wedge. Your line should be something like, "I'm focused on my task and my child's stability. If there are concerns about the other parent, please direct them to counsel in writing. I'm available to coordinate drop-offs and routines exactly as ordered." Repeat. No gossip, no diagnosis, only orders and routine. If they push again, say, "I'm keeping boundaries to protect the case. Please send specifics in writing." That is how you stop the bleed without looking defensive. You want therapy level grounding? Polyvagal language helps. When you feel your heart spike, name it. My body is in fight mode right now. I'll answer after a 5-minute reset. Drink some water, look at the 4 corners of the room, and reread the plan. Then reply in 2 sentences. People might think this is soft, but it's not. This is complete control. You're actually preventing the Othello error, the Horn effect, and the confirmation bias all at once. Now, metrics aren't neutral. Campbell's law says when a metric becomes a target, it corrupts the system. Reunification timelines, service completions, attendance stats, they push behavior in weird ways. Your move is not to rant about metrics. Your move is to beat them with boring excellence. You'll not be the story. Your child's routine will be the story. Now, some words to dodge because they light up risk mapping. Overwhelmed, can't, forget, hate, corrupt. Replace them with operational phrasing. I need the plan in writing. I can attend at 10 or 2. Please confirm. I'm addressing transportation by using bus route 12 and a rideshare backup. I understand the skill being taught. I'll practice it this week. Every sentence solves or schedules. No venting in the record. If you're in real crisis, say so. In the right way. I need clinical help and I'm arranging it. Here is my appointment date and here's my safety plan for the child during treatment. This is how you tell the truth without collapsing your case. I will never tell you to fake wellness. I will tell you to anchor safety in writing so that the file doesn't have to guess. Even if you have everything together, don't relax. TPR can still happen. One anchor allegation plus a few sloppy weeks and anchoring bias does the rest. You beat it by being aggressively ordinary, on time, in writing, predictable, unexciting. 5 minutes a day on the paper trail saves you months in court. And the final guardrails? I'm not teaching anyone to manipulate the system so they can keep living in ways that endanger their kids. If you're using, if you're violent, if you're untreated, stop. Get help and protect your child. If you're fighting for your family and willing to move right, these tactics are your seatbelt. I understand life's struggles and I don't judge them. I'm surviving them myself. I can listen and I can point you to help that heals if you do the work. But in the first 30 days, you must move like every word becomes code, because it does. So pretend you don't know the game. Act brand new, polite, grateful, and relentless about writing. Repeat until the file reads one thing: stable parent, safe child, positive trajectory. And that's how you walk through the first month without feeding the beast. Not by being perfect, but being precise.
Hi, Reality. I'm with CPS. I'm following up on a call. Do you have a second we can step inside and have a chat?
And there you go.
What was that?
What was what?
Oh, nothing. What happened to
Georgia.
Danielle?
I don't know. How do I know what happened there? What'd you think of that video?
I like that guy. I
Oh,
wonder
there's
who
Danielle.
she is.
We saw her face.
You know, I got to make my entrance and then my blooper. I got to kick myself out every time. My bad.
Oh,
So John Bloom, is that his name? Bloom. He's going to be on tonight with Brenda. Louisiana Clay Higgins talked to them today at 4:30, and that's what I was showing with pictures. I sent it to y'all on Messenger. For some reason my storage is full, but yeah, Brenda got in touch with them and they met with him today. So he's going live with Brenda tonight at 11.
oh
That
wow,
is what's up. Yeah.
Sweet.
So
Nice.
he met with him in person, and she's like tickled like a little kid. Like, yeah. But yeah, Clay Higgins he was all about it. He was really adamant and persistent about getting in touch with them and meeting up with them today. And they made it happen. So I think it's John Bloom. I think that's his name because I don't know their names yet. I feel stupid. But yeah, my bad. And you know what's crazy? I'm not even going there, but they got the same last name as my granny. Did you know that? But Powers? My grandma's name is Georgia Powers. Don't make fun of me though. That's the power company out here in Georgia. I swear to God. It sucks at me.
Oh my.
I swear to God it is.
So that's what Brenda's doing tonight. She's interviewing. She's gonna be on the talk with them, huh?
Yep. And and she told him about her husband and about the kids, and of course she's stressing about her son. He's over having his honeymoon and there's boots on the ground over there, so she's stressing with that, but he's over there because he got married. And hopefully, maybe I hope to God he either gets on a plane back home but there's something going on over there. So, but yeah, she made it happen. Like, that's what's up. Wow.
So who's coming? John Bloom? That's the guy that's coming on with her tonight?
John Bloom, yeah. That's the he was the one in the overalls on our show, I think. That's the convoy right there. That's what's up. That's what we do right here. I love it when they said convoy. I said that is what's up. My papa would love them to like what? Look, I love it. They remind me of and when I read up on them about like the estate, and I guess they've been going through property theft.
Who are these people? Who are they? I know who Clay Higgins is.
Toll and Roll, not Toll and Troll.
I say the same thing. It's okay.
Look, I had somebody come in the live earlier and tell me I had a forehead. They're like, dude, I said, well, at least I got 10 inches. What the hell? Like, screw you, buddy. Like my beautiful forehead. Get over it, buddy. But hey, they didn't last long. They were gone quick. But yeah, the trolls. I would have Toll and Troll, not Toll and Troll. Toll and Roll.
Yeah, Toll and Roll. Toll and Roll.
Yeah, those people. So they're more like with like I guess estate theft and property theft, and then the children.
Yeah, they're all around. They're the all around perfect. The A team of it all, really.
Oh yeah, it's look, when they said convoy, I knew what was up. That was like, look, that's right. Look, we're going on a convoy. I was thinking of that Smokey and the Bandit or something, or what is it?
Well, Darren and I are trying to get a convoy too.
Look,
Yeah,
run, let's run it. We can do it. We can get Dukes of Hazard over here. Come on, we got this.
Yeah,
I want
but you gotta meet us at a border because
Oh yeah, I know.
out in
Look,
Georgia.
yeah,
look,
Right.
I'm ready to get the hell out of this state, anyways. The fuck, this state. This state is a damn joke, man. I ain't ever in my life. I got called a squatter the other day in court.
What?
Look, I don't know if that's what you want me to come on here and say. I got called a squatter. I was told I was a squatter here in this house that I'm living in. You got to be shitting me. I said, 7 years I've been living somewhere and you're going to call me a squatter? Well, I looked at my brother. I said, damn it, bro. I said, we're squatters. I said, ain't that something? We ain't welcome here. I said, after 7 yeah, I'm being evicted out of a place that is being stolen because I can't believe the lady said she inherited it. I said, what?
Yeah, we found out different, didn't we?
What?
We found different, didn't we?
Right. Oh, yeah. And oh, yeah. And look, this lady works for a clerk of court's office in the neighboring county that just got indicted. One of the ladies just got indicted on charges for destroying court files, altering court documents, destroying case files, and telling a employee in the office to destroy for something to do with passports. And it's the same office that this lady that with this property works in. I said, son of a biscuit eater. Wow.
Yeah.
And boy, like, I mean, when I tell you somebody looked like they were about to cry, I mean, the judge was he was pissed. I mean, what judge? Well, of course, it has to be me that my internet in the middle of the damn court goes out. Of course, Comcast decided to do their update. I said, figures, that's just my luck, but he called me and asked me if we were going to join back in. I said, well, we're trying, we can only go as fast. But I thought but he said he's leaving the case open. And he even said off the record he had her muted, but he said for us to appeal it because in the state of Georgia, if you're not a tenant, if you don't have a agreement on paper, I guess, automatically they're supposed to give you a 60-day written notice to vacate, right? She didn't do shit like that. She went straight to retaliation. And then now they're saying my brother was not a protected class when he is disabled. So they're saying because she listed him as other on the eviction.
Other. Wow.
So Georgia, so get this. So there's that fair housing complaint because this is totally, like Darren can tell you, this is totally retaliatory, totally discriminating. And don't even get me started on the little freaking rodents that I guess she lets stay here. I mean, rent free. Fuck. I mean, I'm talking about rats. Okay. All right. And then the nuisance brother of hers. Well, the judge did not want to hear shit she had to say, and he didn't want to see nothing she had. Well, I can show you harassing emails. I said, what, from her? Like, I didn't send no email. What the, and then I inherited the place. What? You did what? I'm a squatter, but this lady just sounds stupid more and more every day, like every second. So but in the state of Georgia, they had to do the 60 days. So of course I kind of figured that was what's going to happen. But I am appealing it and taking it to a higher court to get it totally thrown out because there is so much bullshit with this that more deeper you look, Darren can tell you it's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't like my answer, boy. Let me tell you, she didn't like the fact that I reserved my right to amend the answer, the right to file objections, the right to raise additional defenses, and the right to appeal any adverse ruling. Boy, she was lit. Like my answer, I'll even read y'all here. This is I said the following legal defenses to the claim the plaintiff brought. I said failure to provide statutory notice. Plaintiff failed to comply with OCGA 44-7-7, which requires a 60-day notice, written notice to terminate a tenancy at will. She tried to say we were squatters. I said, she knew we were here. I mean, she knew I was here. I mean, hello. I've been here 7 years and you're going to tell me that you didn't know? But all of a sudden, I'm not welcome here. Hey, Luis. And so then I said, and then the second thing was property ownership and landlord authority. And property ownership, this is where it's really good. And that's why I thought of Toll and role when this property ownership and landlord authority are currently subject to probate filings and are being initiated until the probate court determines rightful ownership, because that's how messed up it is. Oh yeah, it gets, Darren could tell you. And landlord authority plaintiff does not have standing to bring this eviction action. Well, then number 3 is the best one, retaliation. Oh boy, this was my favorite. Plaintiff filed this eviction in retaliation after defendant raised concerns about her brother. It was her brother that was not, and I'm not going to say the name, but who failed to contribute to household expenses, creating hardship in a hostile environment. I wasn't paying for a grown man. I'm sorry. Ain't his guess. His women laying around. I don't think so. You better go on and do something. You better get out now. Go on. I don't do that. But she was allowing it. That's what's crazy. Like, when the hell do you go pay for an apartment or move in an apartment and you are stuck paying for somebody that they want to live there and you're stuck paying for their guests and you got to feed them? And over my mama wouldn't even tolerate that shit. Like, And I said, this lady's crazy. And then and then they said, I said, although he moved out, and the judge did put this on this order, the 60-day, he said that this brother did move out voluntarily and he is not a party to this case or to the property here. So pretty much, bye, Mr. Dipshit. Sorry, that's his name, Dingle Dork. Although he moved, so in May, so plaintiff continued allowing him to enter the home, violating defendant's right to quiet enjoyment. When these issues were raised, guess what she did, y'all? She ignored me and filed the eviction straight up. Like, whoa. Like, that's what I got hit with. It was a fucking eviction when I was tired of paying for a grown man's. I mean, come on. And now, don't even get me started about now where he's at. So, and then lack of good faith, violation of rights. Filing was not done in good faith, and then it gets even deeper because it goes with the probate now, and violates defendants' rights to quiet enjoyment and due process, and defendants respectfully request dismissal of this. Defendants, and this is the other party, served as a caregiver to his parents, who passed in 2016 and has lived in the home since then, never left. That's who rightfully is entitled to this property, straight up. And because the wrong will was filed, and boy, it gets them. And she sat there and lied on the stand and said she inherited this damn property. Filed a wrong will, a will that has nothing, that was in 1995, that don't even have nothing. And then, Darren, get this. Guess what? Oh, yeah, she inherited something. She inherited the mobile home, nothing else. That's the best thing ever.
Oh, wow.
I'll have to get with you on that. Look, if y'all understood it, y'all, I'll be filling y'all in. Like, this is the most stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life, of somebody's how to for dummies type shit trying to do stuff. When she works for the clerk of court, she's held to a higher standard, and she's under oath. They take an oath of office. They are held, and she did it right there in the county, filed the shit in the county she works in. Whoa.
Oh, can we say lose her job?
And in the same office, that's what I'll be getting ready tonight. And I notice of a pill, I'm taking it, serving her ass tomorrow. Hand delivery by Miss Danielle Waugh. Yep. Yes, I am taking it right over to her house, and I got full permission to expose this bitch, because this is how people get screwed over. They can't. Their loved ones pass away, and this. I mean, my own family up there. When my son, they did this. This is bullshit. When they know what's right, when they take the position as executor, and guess what though? She's not even supposed to be executor. So how that? So she self-dealing, entitled herself to the property. But wait a minute, lady, what's up? But where's the mom? Like, you put it at the dad. The mom don't exist. I got the mama right here. Like, where's this lady on the fucking paperwork? Like, hello, Miss Linda. This is Miss Linda, guys. This is Miss Linda. Say hey to Miss Linda. This Miss Linda Rose. She don't look. That lady does not play. That lady, if she was alive right now, boy, that is her daughter doing this. Like, but I'm sorry, the wrong will was filed. She knew it, because that's the first thing she grabbed when the dad died. The safe that had the right wills in it. So, but a man that, I mean, there's so much, and I'm sorry if she didn't know what the hell, but now there's a deed that you can't even get to. The title wasn't even had no examination. So right there's a fraud. Hello. And there's no probate with both.
That's the biggest thing, that there was never went to probate. That's a
And that woman that you just seen in that box, that Miss Linda, pardon, I ain't trying to disrespect her or not, but Miss Linda, she would kick my butt. But no, she wouldn't. She'd laugh at me probably, but she's cool. But I'm talking to a box. I'm sorry, y'all. But anyways, you know, when you're by yourself, you just, okay. Anyways, but what did you say, Darren?
You asked for it. You asked for it, Tiff.
I just had a brain fart. Oh shit! But
Oh
the
my,
probate
that's
case,
all
the
I
mom,
can
I know I'm a lost cause, right? I'm a mess. I don't know if Toll and Roll can even look.
say. They'll help you.
Well, are you sure? Because I found out my ancestry. This is where I'm really messed up. I'm a Maleesian. I'm one of the that's in my ancestry, which is fine. I'm cool with that. But my papa didn't know it, and it's his side of the family.
What is that?
That is where you are brown people, white people, and Indian all together, but it's called Maleesian. They had Maleesian, mulattoes, and there was something else. But back then, and yeah, so I'm a mutt. It's called a Maleesian. And my mother did the ancestry, so I've been looking at that, and that's the stuff that I have found out back in but it's my papaws, it's the Browns, and that is a big name, and I'm like, holy Toledo, like, wow. I knew that lady had high cheekbones and that texture of her hair. That's what it was, man. And if you take a picture of them, yeah, they're Maleesian. We're Maleesian. I'm a Maleesian. It's called, I call it a mix, I guess. So now I took that DNA from the ancestry, so I'm really gonna find out, because my mom joked with me. I swear, she always said, they always play with me. Well, we got Black Dutch. Mom, what's up? And then now I'm finding all this. There was mulatto. Back then they would call mulattoes, which is like a Spanish, what is it? What is it? Oh my gosh. If you're white, black, you know, whatever, that race. Spanish that way, and then Indian and colored, and then white. Well, apparently they didn't like the name Maleesian, so they would call them something. It was they did not like being called mulattoes or Maleesian. Well, so they called us Redbone. We were Redbone.
Well, no, this is what I tell my kids, because my kids are mixed with a little bit of everything. I said,
I love it.
No, listen. I said, just tell them you're Heinz 57. You got a little bit of every goddamn thing up in your ass.
Look, I tell them
that's it.
I'm undercooked, overburnt, and just chilling. Look, because my mom, and I didn't know they called it Black Dutch though. Like, it's supposed to be a more proper term. Why didn't they just be honest? Like, why did they have to mess with me? Because now I'm 41, and now because I'm seeing it in the photos, and it's true. My papa, but the way that things were then, like they didn't have social security numbers till like the 1950s. I love learning history, but not this way. Why couldn't I find this out like years ago, you know? So now trying to tell my son is like, yeah, okay. And trying to tell my brother in here, yeah, okay. What's that, sis? Are we really it's gonna be yeah. So but it's funny. And today is the day my mom, she's been dead 3 years, y'all. So let's think about my mom, a true fighter. Today's her 3-year anniversary of being in heaven.
Aww, I'm so sorry.
You know, it's all good. You know, it's only made me stronger because she ain't left me. That woman has not left my side. Trust me. I feel it when I'm smacked across the head, like when I get out of line. Trust. I'm gonna run into something.
Hold on, Darren. I have one question for Danielle. So is Virginia trying to get any more money?
Actually, they were supposed to have a compliance meeting with us and RFK Jr. before all this BS started with him, where they're attacking. They're trying to get him out of office. They're trying to get him out. Oh, look, no shit. I told him, I said, why don't y'all back the fuck? I said, y'all think? I said, Charlie Kirk gonna kick y'all's ass. You know, Charlie Kirk ain't playing with y'all. Don't mess with RFK. Don't do it. Like, no. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. That man was awesome. But yeah, they are supposed to have a compliance meeting, and we'll see how. I'll let you know Monday what's up. Because these states are now they're begging. Like Georgia here is begging. I never heard of match. I didn't know that was anything to do with matching the kid up with. But I found out they were talking about how they send the House of Representatives here. Was it Monday it was Monday because I was raising Cain. when they were talking about how they sent kids, that there was a problem with sending kids out of state, our kids, state's kids, to get services and bringing out of state kids. And they said on the record, because it was more money. I said, my son was one of those, and son of a look, I was right. Well, Miss Wall, why don't you come on in? I said, would y'all like set me up or something for this? Like, cause y'all knew I'm back and watching. Girl, I went off because I said, go watch the news story. That's my son. And now my son's effed up by it. Now my son acting, my son regressing. My son's acting out. He's going back to baby mode. He's a grown man and he can't even, because of what they did to him. My son was fine and they shouldn't, all these meds, get your kids off the meds, man. Get your kids off the meds. Stay on their ass to get them kids off the meds. The meds are not, they are using these kids as lab rats.
Yeah.
My son is a prime, the perfect, look at all the mood swings. He beat the crap out of my aunt. So, but he wasn't, it's here. He wasn't there. So, yeah.
You come on Monday so you can give us an update.
I will. I'll try to bring one of them on with me. I'm still trying to get these buttholes to go on and stop giving them phones. But look, mine is like,
get RFK on here.
Oh yeah. I'm trying. I'm trying my damnness. He's like, well, my schedule. I said, screw your schedule. You can open it up for us. Come on, everybody else, let's go. They can't. They don't know how to handle me. They're still trying to get used to me.
Same place. We'll catch you all then. Don't forget, bring it tonight at 11. Everybody have a good night.
All right, bye everybody. See y'all at 11 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye, y'all.
Without you in their side, as long as Tiff and the Punisher have something to say, don't give up. We are all here for your strength, your Lord high in the sky. Tiff and the Punisher by your side, and your kids wait patiently for you to arrive. Don't give up, you're fine. What APS is doing isn't right, so don't waste another day. Put your broken feelings away. Stand with Tiff and the Punisher. Give up and fight. Never been a perfect person. I put the cart before the horse. A list of reasons, long as sermons, why I never needed a God. Then I heard his voice, so sweet, it put me on my knees. I'm holding